What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark, MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today I'm doing a recap. I do those too on my channel. This is The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2, Episode 7. This show still doesn't have audio description, but I'd like for you to click like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me in my cult following here on YouTube, where it's my destination to sell you merch with my face on it. Or I have to come up with a slogan, like, attaboy. Put that on shirts. Attaboy. I don't know, I don't have a slogan. But I literally go in blind to everything. A lot of other people, they use that term all the time. If you watch other YouTube critics, they're like, oh, I just went into this film blind. I'm like, did you? Did you really? Because let me tell you, I actually do that. Hot take. So with the Walking Dead series, I did have sight, and now I don't. So I actually was watching Walking Dead and then I started losing my vision. So while Negan was doing his villain arc, was while I was losing my vision. And so I didn't get to see the last couple seasons visually, but I listened to them, and it doesn't have audio description. And it sucks to know that the franchise that you love so much doesn't have audio description. I would say it's my favorite series of all time. I don't know, it's the best series of all time. Favorite and best are two different things. Best means I have to sit down and like critically analyze and be like, what is the most technically proficient thing I've ever seen in my entire life? Is it Chernobyl? Probably. I don't know. But probably is. That was a great miniseries. So, The Walking Dead, now this stuff is all on AMC Plus, which supports audio description as a function. They just don't use it. So these tracks end up on like Netflix, if they have them. So like I rewatched season 1 on Netflix, I don't know, like a year later or more than a year later or something after season 1. It was a long time ago that it came out and then dropped on Netflix. And hearing the audio description gave more context. So a lot of times what I had to do with the Walking Dead flagship series, I had to look up things and read recaps or ask someone else, or you know what I'm saying? Like I have to do research, which I shouldn't have to do, which is why I need my audio description accessibility, which is why I continue to recap the shows, to continue to complain about it, on the hopes that somebody who works in this fucking show is going to give me my stupid audio description at some point. I love Walking Dead. I watch all the shows. I've seen all of them. Tales of the Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, The Ones Who Live, all of those shorts. I love the one that were on the airplane. Remember when they used to air the little like mini Walking Dead things in between? I used to watch Talking Dead. I've seen everything. So now with episode 7, I was lost. I was really lost this episode. Mainly with like the stuff that was going on with like Maggie and the Croat, because they kept talking about heights, but I couldn't like understand the heights or understand the danger or understand what they were walking on top of. So Maggie is trying to find Herschel. She instead finds the Croat I think she went to the theater, because that's where Negan told her to go. So she goes to the theater, but the Croat's there, and he's by himself, and he's super depressed. And he just doesn't even try. He just doesn't fight Maggie at all. Maggie's like, where's my son? And he's like, I don't know. Where's anybody anymore? I know not. I wanted to go to Croatia with Negan, but Negan doesn't want to go with me to Croatia. He broke up with me. So Maggie's like, get the fuck up, and we're gonna go. We're gonna go find Herschel. Tell me where he is. So they go like the first place, and he's not there, and they go to the tower. I don't know where the tower is in New York, but I'm certain that's not the name of a destination in New York. And there are all these traps along the way. It's supposed to be this like super secret safe house. So the Croat has to like take her through these traps, and you would think like at some point along the way he could just turn, like you feel he's not. He just doesn't care anymore. At one point, he asks Maggie basically to kill him because he can't do it himself. He talks about thinking about how he came up here to like jump before, and he just couldn't do it, and he kind of wants Maggie to kill him, but Herschel's not there. But she sees a light that suggests that she knows where Herschel is based on that. But the Croat doesn't follow, and she doesn't kill him. She just lets him go because he's just sad and pathetic now. He's like, I'm gonna go. No, it's Croatia. And leaves. I don't know. And then he goes in, and Herschel's like, "What's up, Mom? Hey, you found me. Check out my girlfriend. It's Dama." So Dama's alive. By the way, recaps have spoilers. That's what recaps inherently are. That's why you check them out. Subscribe. So yeah, the reveal at the end of this is that Croat, who's depressed because of, well, Negan and Dama and a lot of things, doesn't know that Dama's alive and is hiding with Herschel. And Croat had told Maggie the story about the toe, and the Croat was like, I didn't take it from him. He gave it to me. Dama has a way with people, and I don't know, she talked to him, and whatever she told him, he willingly gave up the toe. I'm like, I don't know what somebody could tell me that would make me willingly give up my toe that wasn't also a threat to my life. Yeah, if there's a gun to my head, fucking cut off the toe. If I'm not about to die, I'm not going to be like, I'm perfectly healthy. You know what? Yeah, the toe. Take it. Fine. Like, what on earth could someone possibly say to a sane person to where they're like, I don't need my toe anymore. Thank you. You can have it. Your explanation was grand, ma'am. Thank you. Have my toe. I'm thinking they're fucking. That's why I said his girlfriend, because that's really the only solution here is Herschel must be getting something, because I can't think of anything else you could possibly say to a teenager other than sex. Seriously. I mean, I'm trying not to be crude, but what could you possibly say to somebody that would be like, yes, you can have my toe? That isn't also a threat to your life. So, she's not a literal witch. She can't actually put Herschel under a spell. Anyway, that's where Maggie leaves off. She gets like knocked in the head, and we'll see where next week's the finale. Meanwhile, over in Negan's world, he has Jenny, who is sick from the zombie bite, which I guess, is she going to survive this? Because we have medicine now? God, every other time somebody's been bitten by a zombie, it's always been like, oh my God. Fatal. Like, instantly. I mean, we have cut off body parts so quickly in the original Walking Dead. God, who was it that lost part of their arm so fast, too? It was, oh man, yeah, I'm doing this in real time, too. It was Alpha's daughter, right? Didn't she lose her arm? She got bit, and they, like, instantaneously cut that shit off. like they were just like immediately like, get it, we gotta get that arm. So yeah, so the fact that, I don't know, she's like, I guess the rules have changed, and it's like all they needed was antibiotics. Okay. So now it's like The Last of Us, and Jenny is, I guess, the chosen one. I have no idea, but so Negan has to, but before Jenny can become the chosen one, Negan has to go to. I love how this whole thing is kind of dumb too. There's like the one speaking role, Barazzi, who comes up and is like, there was a story that was told one time, just a legend, of a room with medicine, that during the apocalypse there was a doctor that went around and stole all the medicine and put it in the 3rd floor of this hospital. And I'm like, is that like an insurmountable task for you guys? It's like, because Negan seems to go through it pretty quickly. Like, he's there by himself pretty easily to get the medicine. Like, he does have sort of like these weird, like Maggie is slipping in and out of like reality because as the Crow keeps mentioning to her, like, you look tired. Have you slept? But like Negan ends up having like hallucinations where he sees Lucille. So Jeffrey Dean's wife came to cameo. It is actually Hillary. She's here. So she's back to do like a Lucille cameo. It's so dorbs. And then we also got his new wife Annie, because of course, and Joshua. I guess he sees them both, and that's sort of what I needed clarification on. That was one of the things. That and Dama were the two things I had to actually look up because it wasn't very clear. Lucille speaks because he has this whole thing where he talks about Lucille, and he has kind of a great. I've loved the work that Jeffrey Dean Morgan has been doing in these monologues. It's just fantastic. He has this thing where he talks about Lucille and letting her down, and he's like, but then God gave me another chance. And then I had Annie, who's like beautiful and sexy, and God gave me a second chance. And he's got Jenny. He's got this great speech. So he's trying to figure out how to save Jenny, so he has to get the medication, bring her back to Jenny, which he does. And then Benjamin, now I know his name, the historian, it's like watching over Jenny. And Negan, who had previously talked about like how he was when he led the Saviors in the last episode and how he regretted it because he thought like what they needed saving from was him, is he sees everybody who's coming after him and he has to protect Jenny. So he's like, last time I showed mercy, that was a mistake. This time I'm not going to show any mercy. And the mercy that he showed was when groups used to attack the Saviors, he would do that thing where he lines them up and then bash only one of them in the head. Although for Rick's group, he killed 2 people, which was not supposed to happen. Doesn't happen in the comic books. So this time he's gonna line them all up and get all of them. So whoever is attacking him, whether it's New Babylon or it's easier to remember now that I'm a couple weeks out from Handmaid's Tale and be able to say New Babylon, not New Bethlehem. I was having such a hard time there for a little while. I was like, New something, New Amsterdam. I have no idea. Whether I don't know who he's fighting, whose villain is, because we didn't check in on the others. This was just the story. I don't know what's happening with the other people. So yeah, we'll see. Well, the finale is coming up. I hear in the promo there's a shot of Negan crying, and a lot of people are trying to figure out why. And I'm like, it should be that Jenny dies. We should probably continue to keep that canon. Because she was bit a while ago, and whatever infection she has is probably, I mean, yeah, people found some nobody here is a doctor. Like, just because you found medicine and some stuff doesn't necessarily mean that you understand what it is or what it does or how to save her. She was bit a couple days ago and has been living with this infection. So it should still be Jenny. Like, I hate to say that a kid should die. I mean, but we did lose a kid in like the 2nd season of The Walking Dead, notably. And it was a shock to everybody because it's a character that didn't die at that point in the comic book. So, yeah, I would say Jenny. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people are like, oh, it means Annie and Joshua are done for. And it's like, I don't know that that's what that means. It could be. But if Dama's not communicating with anybody, I don't know how she got Annie and Joshua. So she would need Barazzi, but all the Barazzi are following Negan. So it's like, who's following Dama that would have gone and stopped and gotten Annie and Joshua back? Who would have known to do that? Anyway, weird. So I think it's probably Jenny. But who else is going to die in the finale? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Put some audio description on this. A lot of this coherency that you got was because I literally had to read somebody else recap the episode to connect some of the dots, which is frustrating. I tried to indicate where it is that I couldn't follow it, so that, because I mean, there are gaps. In addition to the fact that I never really get any of the zombie attacks or the fights or the gore or anything like that. I mean, there's so many things that I miss with that audio description. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And my grade for this, as usual, as always, unwatchable due to lack of audio description. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the other side.